Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today we're back in Gran Turismo 7 and we're going to be taking on the International A license. So this is the fourth of the five license tests and we're going to be taking it on with a controller. So we do have the steering wheel in front of us, but they do make the license test a little bit easier having the steering wheel. So I'm going to show you how to get all golds with the controller because everybody's got a controller. Now if you don't know who I am, I'm a content creator here on YouTube. I like to make videos on Gran Turismo, massive Gran Turismo fan. I also do content on things like iRacing, Assetto Corsa. We also stream a few things. We do some real world content on the GR Yaris that I own out there. So let's see if we can get these all golds and see if this can help you out. So we're on International A. We're in the Aston Martin rounds at the first turn of Suzuka. So let's try and get this nailed. Right, accelerating down the main straight, manual gearbox, remember? So up to fifth, and then we're going to brake at that line just there. Down one gear, off the brakes, just float it in, and then down a second gear just as the corner starts straightening up. And then slowly apply the power and just take the line of least resistance. And that is gold. So we're here in A2 and we're taking on Tokyo in the Lamborghini GT. Really nice car, so let's see how we do. So we're here in a beautiful mid-mounted V12 Lamborghini. The brakes are pretty poor on this thing though. So we're going to be braking at about 250 meters, that's at that lamppost before the 200 meter bar board. Hard on the brakes, down we go. Going to keep it in third. Just try and keep a little bit of minimum speed up. Use the curbs where we can and get on the power. There we go. Up through the gears, drive for the line, and that's gold. So here in International A3 and we're taking on a Focus rally car, a bit of off-road driving. So let's see how this goes. So Focus rally car on dirt. Let's accelerate forwards, up a gear, and then we're going to coast over the top of the hill and then back on the power, and that should help the landing. So brake just as we get to the Michelin signs on the right hand side, down two gears. We want to stay nice and tight. Using second, up to third, up to fourth, and then brake again, down two gears. Want to try and stay tighter than that really. You want to stay nice and tight to these orange barriers. Use the camber to slow the car down rather than the actual brakes. Right, if we can stay to the left, we can keep it flat out through there, down the hill, to the finish line, and that's gold. So we're in IA4 now, and we're here at Maggiore in a Ferrari Testarossa. So this does have a bit of a reputation as a tricky car to handle. Right, a nice black Testarossa, really nice. So we're going to be braking just before this sign on the right, just there, about 10 meters before. hard on the brakes, down 2 gears, get close to that curb there, a little squirt of acceleration. Now this car is a bit of a pig, so you want to stay over the curb there, and we want to stay as far to the right here as possible. Going to go up 1 gear, and then just come off the throttle and just coast it in, make sure you get over the curb there, and then brake down 1 gear. Need to brake more than you think you might need to, and then once we can start to see the exit, we can get on the power, and then up to 3rd, head for the line, and that's gold. So now we're on IA5 and we're onto some serious machinery. Group C, Le Mans, Porsche curves. So this is going to be a tricky one. Group C in the Nissan at Le Mans. So this is a tricky one, but the car does have great grip once you've got some aero load. So up a gear straight away, stay to the left, brake just before this green AstroTurf, get turned in and then back on the power. Off the power, turned in, back on the power again, and the same again, off the power, turned in, back on the power. Dab a brake for this one, down 1 gear, keep it to the left, and then dab a brake again, and then back on the power. Don't need to worry about losing traction in this car. Once you're over about 130 miles an hour, it will just stick. And that's gold. So now we're at IA6 and we're in the Viper at Laguna Seca. So this is going to be all about throttle control. So the Viper, front engine, rear wheel drive, but a heavy car. So we're going to accelerate up the hill. Going to straighten up the braking as much as possible. Brake just before we get to that curb. Up and over. Keep it nice and tight in the first apex and the second apex. Slowly squeeze on the power. And then dab a brake. Going to let the car slide through here, and then up to 3rd as we get a straight line there, and through the start, the finish, and that's gold. So here in IA7 and we're at Tegiwa in the Alpine. So this should be a nice one that we can dance with. So the Alpine is actually in the wet. It's a mid-engine car, so you're going to have to be careful. So as soon as we take control, up to 3rd, and then dab a brake, back down, keep it in 3rd, just touch the curb there, and then once it's in a straight line, back on the power, leave it in 3rd, come off the power as we go over the rise in that corner there, and then back on the power in a straight line, up to 4th, and then just as we get to that puddle there, down 2 gears. Keep it nice and tight if you can. We've gone a bit wide there, and then slowly apply the power. We can see the exit there, and then up to 3rd, and that's gold. So IA3, and we're here at Majori, and we're actually in the new Supra, so this one should be a good one. So here in the BMW Z4, I mean Toyota Supra even. So accelerate off the line, up one gear, stay to the right, and then going to be hard on the brakes as we go over this rise. Down 2 gears, try and get it nice and close to that sausage curb. We can use all the curb on the right hand side there. Up to 4th, we're going to hold 4th, and we're going to hit the limiter just momentarily there. Dab a brake, turn it in, and then on the power. Up to 5th, drive for the line, and that's gold. So almost there, we're on IA9 now, and we're in the GR4 Megane Trophy, and let's see if we can do this one. Megane Trophy, a special little car here. So flat out through the gate, up to 4th, flat out through this left-hander, and then we're just going to lift through this one, float the car through, back on the power, and then brake just before we get to the curb, and then brake again as we enter the right hand, stay to the left as much as possible, and then hard on the brakes just as we come out the shadow, and we want to try and stay as much to the right as possible, and then as soon as we can see that green AstroTurf, back on the power, up to 4th, straight line through here, there is a corner, brake just as we get past that bollard, and then back on the power, and then brake midway on that grey concrete, down 1 gear, get the nose in, don't run on the green on the exit, power up the hill, through the gears, and that's gold. So we're here at the final of International A10, and we're taking on the AMG GTR at the Green Hell, that is Nürburgring. So several consecutive tricky corners, so it's going to be a case of limiting the mistakes and just trying to get through it. So AMG GTR here at the Nürburgring, it's really starting to get dark. So accelerating up the hill, lift as we go through the kink, and then back on the power, keep it in 4th, and then hard brake down to 3rd, accelerate in the straight line, and then back off as we go around the corner, and then power again, and then brake as we get to the top. Just trying to keep the car nice and stable, and then accelerate hard down towards Wipperman. I'm going to brake just before this graffiti, stay in 4th, just try and keep it in the camber, again brake through the middle of Wipperman. If we can, use this curb on the right hand side, and accelerate, and then brake hard as we start going uphill. As soon as we start going uphill, get on the brakes, back on the power. Going to hold 3rd, brake just before the Yokohama sign on the right, and want to try and keep to the left here, and then hard on the brakes again for Brunchen. Don't go over this curb too much because it will fail you. Brake just before the end of the curb in there, and then just be patient here. The car will want to kick out, hold 3rd, drive for the line, and that is gold. That is gold. So, International A license is done. Let's see what we've won. So, the first prize car is... Oh, got a GT86 rally car. I think that's a bit of a weird one, but okay. Nice. And for all golds we get an Alpine. Okay. I think we've got one already. So I hope you enjoyed that run through the International A license, and if it did help you, give it a thumbs up. If it didn't and you think there should be some improvements, just put a comment down below how I can do it better. Until the next time, goodbye.